to BS3 Network.
Bring back that beat, DJ.
That was real bland.
Yeah, I intended it for it to be.
What's going on to another episode of The Forecast? It's the three of us right now.
Wait a minute. Did you just say what's going on to another episode of The Forecast?
Yeah, you just put it all together, man.
What's going on to another episode? That don't make no sense, man.
Hey, it fit in good with this movie with some of them lines. But anyway, welcome back. It is the three cast right now. We should have Mayhem Wilkes coming on here in just a minute. But definitely coming to you with a good one tonight. American Fiction. It's and I'll let you do the plot, but it won an Academy Award for screenwriting, starring Jeffrey Wright, underrated actor. I don't think he gets enough respect for his versatility, but definitely looking forward to this one tonight. We'll give you 4 different perspectives every single Monday at the same time. And we review movies, films, documentaries a completely different way, 4 different perspectives, and just an excuse for us to talk. So we may not even be talking about the movie tonight. You never know. That's why you got to tune in every week.
One never knows.
All right, Doc.
Oh, you ready for the plot?
Yep.
Well, Monk, played by Jeffrey Wright, is a frustrated novelist who's fed up with the establishment that profits from Black entertainment that relies on tired and offensive tropes. To prove his point, he uses a pen name to write an outlandish Black book of his own, a book that propels him to the heart of hypocrisy and the madness he claims to disdain. This was directed by the unknown Cord Jefferson. I don't know who he is. The box office did $22.9 million. I'm not sure what the budget was. It did get nominations, though. Academy Award nomination for Best Picture. Did y'all know that? Academy Award for Best Actor in the Leading Role, nominated for that too, and a couple of more. And it actually won an Academy Award for Best Writing and Adapted Screenplay. So the cast includes such heavy hitters like Jeffrey Wright. If you remember, I can't remember the name of the movie, but he played Peoples. I'm Peoples, man. I'm Peoples, man. He played in Westworld, as one of the robots that thought he was a human. So he's had several good roles. Sterling K. Brown of This Is Us and Waves and a couple other big projects, who's, hot to trot lately. And Erika Alexander of Living Single fame. Issa Rae, which I don't need to tell you who she is, you had such types as Adam Brody, Tracee Ellis Ross, Keith David, of the Greenleaf fame and a lot of character actor jobs, So decent cast and whatnot. So that's what American Fiction was about. So I think it's worth a watch. You stay tuned to get our actual reviews, but regardless, I think it's worth a watch.
Wilkes.
Yeah, exactly.
You here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Wilkes will get pissed off.
Some furniture moving around there.
All that shit over there.
Hey, don't mess up that. Whatever you do.
Hey, if you start tearing shit up there over there, just leave the camera on. Because I'm gonna say, don't touch the camera. You can turn out the TV.
Don't touch the camera. Rage quit.
You can flip the couch over, do all that shit. Don't touch the camera, so we can. This shit got to go viral. Hey,
rage quit. Yeah.
Hey, just don't touch that Lego car. All right?
Oh gosh, don't touch the Lego car. It's got to make it.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. So, A-Trap, man, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Always, you know me, man.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Good to see you. Good to see you. Wilkes, good to see you back.
Yeah. I know.
Rage.com. I like that right there.
Yeah. Because I'm about to go crazy over here.
About to bust some
I'm good.
move.
I'm
Good. Good to see you. Good to have you back.
Thank you.
And Doc, good to see you too.
Yeah, I know it.
Good to be seen.
Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis.
Nobody come to see you, Otis.
Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis.
Hey, that's got to be on the throwback list.
Well, hell, what's his name was walking around like David Ruffin for a minute with that damn shirt on and looking like he stepped out of the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking like David Ruffin.
So we want to welcome all of our viewers. Shout out to the X people again, man. Thank you for tuning in.
Is that like
wow.
I don't know.
Starting off early.
Just asking. Sorry.
Starting off early. If you're tuning in on X, please comment so we can see who you are. We would love to give you the shout out. Everybody tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, and also on the end of the bench. Thank you for tuning in from the platforms. We appreciate all the support. All right, so we already got the intros. American Fiction. It's available on YouTube. It's available on Amazon. I think on MGM Plus. That's another app that's out there. Get the free trial. Anyway, that'll help you out in life. Take some notes.
Yes.
Or just pay for shit you want. That'll help you out in life too.
It ain't worth it though. That's the point. But initial thoughts.
Now.
With a shut your wide mouth, I'm telling you. I need to get that. Can you send that? Hey, send that jump to me. Send that to me, man. I got to get that loaded up.
Shut your white mouth.
I'm telling you.
If you would have just said, you would have shut your white mouth, it would have been all right. Then when you said, I'm telling you.
Telling you sells it like I'm serious. That's the way of what we say when we say I'm serious, no cap.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I'm telling you. You go fuck around and find out is what he's trying to say.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's like, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Initial thoughts, Wilkes, since you're back.
Yeah, thank God. Jeez. So with that being said, I like this style of writing. I like this style of movie. This has always been my kind of lane. I'm all about off the rail. Oh, see, this is what I'm saying. What the fuck is happening right now? Like, are we really doing this bullshit? You gotta be fucking serious. Like,
that's
what?
Why they call it mayhem.
Oh, you cannot be fucking serious right now. Look at this shit.
They call him Mr.
Who fucking bought this shit? This is fucking trash right now. What is this? So anyway,
keep talking.
Sorry.
Keep talking.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, whatever.
I emailed it to you and I sent it to the group.
Yeah, what the fuck? Okay, so like my initial thoughts was, I don't know what the fuck's happening right now. So yeah, this is my lane. Out of control. Lots of rage right now, but we're good.
Rage against the machine.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought the movie was good to me. I mean, like I said, it reminds me of Sideways, a Paul Giamatti movie back in the day.
Let's not get racial here.
Well, no, it's not racial, but it could be. But just depends.
We love Asian brothers and sisters.
Oh yeah, but they said that. Oh, no.
Yeah. We want to get to the line. We don't want to cross it.
I'm sorry. No, I thought it was written very well. Very good movie. I just love these kind of movies because I feel like, I know it's still Hollywood, but I feel like this style of independent writing, I feel like it's more of a raw performance. I don't feel like it's, you don't have like Fox backing it. You don't have Universal Studios backing it. It's just one of those movies that I feel like they're auditioning again to be in a movie. Like they're just trying to get in a movie. Like even though they're big actors, but it feels like they're just kind of like, oh, I'm discovering them again. So I like this kind of movie. I enjoyed it.
And I earlier I'd say their box office was 22.9 million. Again, that's just the box office. And I did find the budget. It was less than 10 million. So they have
That's an independent style right there.
Wow. Yeah. That's for sure. Raider Kev says the best Wilkes commentary in months.
Right.
We back. We back.
Oh, we back?
Nominated for 5 Oscars, man.
5.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it was up there with the movies that are the most
the
popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Holdovers.
Leftovers.
What was the other one?
Holdovers.
Oppenheimer. I mean, it was up there with some of the quote unquote best movies of this year.
Right.
So it definitely was well deserving. All right, A-Trap.
Well, me personally, I loved it. Thought provoking, well cast, excellent script. One of the best movies I've seen in a very long time. It immediately catapulted itself into the top 10 movies of my life.
Yeah.
I really, it was very relatable, perfectly cast, even to the point of the dark skinned guy being the black sheep, everybody else being lighter. It was an awesome situation.
Now you hold on. You said top 10. You saying of all time?
It's in my top 10.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a reach.
That's big. That's big right there.
White mouth, I'm telling you.
Hey, that's a reach right there. All right, dog.
Shit.
Uh-oh.
It's going mayhem route.
Let me just say this. I like the thought process. Okay. I like some of the performances.
Shut your white mouth. I'm not getting you.
I mean, Jeffrey Wright is my dude. Matter of fact, okay, so I had an old school cat. OG used to, tell me how he used to pick movies this was back in the Blockbuster day. He used to pick movies based on who was in it. That's all he did. He didn't go look at titles. He didn't go look at nothing. He went and go looked at who was in movie. And that's how he picked who was, and Jeffrey Wright is in that category. Yeah. If Jeffrey Wright is in it, it's a safe bet to pick that movie. If Samuel L. Jackson is in it, it's a safe bet. If Denzel in it, it's a safe bet. If you follow me, and I think even Sterling K. Brown is in that category for me, So I think the performances were worthy. I can already tell that this conversation is probably going to up my mic rating a bit.
It's true.
I agree.
It was all right.
All right. It was good. Could have been better.
It was all right.
Yeah. And I'm gonna 100% agree with it. I thought the way they did the preview, it made it seem like it was gonna be a battle between the books that he wrote before and authors that wrote books like that compared to the book that he wrote as Stagger Lee. And that's what I thought it was going to be, kind of like a back and forth. But the story was really about Monk's life and how it was in shambles and people dying all around him, and he was lonely and miserable. And
Thelonious Monk Ellis. So the name is such that it almost made me, I should have looked up to see if that was a real person. The name is so.
It is a real person. Thelonious Monk. Jazz artist.
Yeah, he was a jazz pianist.
So he was named after Thelonious Monk, then probably.
Yeah,
probably. Okay.
Yeah.
I
felt like it was slow.
The pen name that he used. Did anybody pick up anything on that? Like why they chose that? Because generally, that's not something you just throw out there. But I didn't catch.
I mean, unless his father was a jazz head, but they didn't get into his father much.
The Stagger Lee thing?
Oh, the Stagger Lee? Oh, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure fuck Stagger Lee. I'm sure that means something. I'm sure
I think it means thought provoking.
Yeah. because I couldn't find like why they were using that together. I mean, I'm sure it meant something.
But nobody ever commented on it. Like this is a literary world. Somebody should have said something, right? If it meant something.
Now, if you're fucking staggerly, that means you've had too many to drink. But that's just not something we're getting into.
So Stagger Lee was an artist.
Most of the time, I enjoy being in the basement with man.
What?
Most of the time, I put myself here. I have the right to be wherever I'd like to be in the show.
Just saying.
I put myself down here most days. I appreciate it.
I'm just putting it out there.
Now he's back to I'm gonna drop a bomb and then I'm gonna go like, what did I say? Okay, so he's already
I'm just saying.
Like what we're saying is so outlandish. But now, Ben, you hit on something. You said it was slow. I thought that too.
It was
slow. It moved.
It seemed it did, and it never picked up. I mean, towards the end, when it's talked about like alternate endings of what was going on.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it was.
See, this is why I was telling. This is why I was telling Ben at work. Yes, at work. It's got that independent writing that I like. I always like that style, that churn, that depressive state that I'm struggling, I'm imploding on myself, but now I got to pull the family back together because my sister's going off the deep end, my mom's going crazy. I like to see the Jennifer Anderson, Andersons in these roles. I like to see the David Schwimmers in these roles. They do these roles well. So to see a black version done like this, I was all over it. But that's just me, and like I said, Paul Giamatti, my boy, in 2004.
Underrated.
That's why I think if you get a chance to watch Sideways, just take a weekend to watch Sideways.
I watched it. I think one of the greatest films.
Yeah, and I was just getting the vibe from that writing, but that's just what I like. That's what I enjoy. So,
thank you for tuning in. Crystal says,
"The Crystal,
check it out."
Crystal. Is she strong like Crystal?
Refined.
Okay.
Hey,
how many grades of crystal? Is it like it's not messy crystal? Is it like?
Is the question for you, Erika?
I love it. I love it.
So where's Pootie Tang at now?
They said that it bumped Pootie Tang. I love it.
Yeah. Nah, man. Pootie Tang still clinging to number one. Still holding up.
Did it bump Pootie Tang?
Can you hear us, A-Trap?
I thought y'all was talking to Will.
No, we're talking to you.
You're
the representative on the show.
But see, okay, to tap into what Wilson was saying, this is why I enjoyed the movie because it humanized black people. It made black people have normal issues.
Yeah.
Usually when you have regular black people, we in the hood. It gave you I hate to use this. It's kind of cliche. It was almost a Cosby Show kind of effect. You in a family of 4 doctors. The father a doctor, the daughter's a doctor. He's a PhD, and the brother's a doctor. It normalized black people. We have issues too. We got issues with homophobia. We have issue with identity crisis. We have issues with stepping away from the traditional situation and in a sense of loneliness. You can't relate to family members. It made black people look like black people. And that's why I truly enjoyed it. The commentary, the back and forth. It's always an issue with siblings. You had the sibling that's in town taking care of the mother. You got the one who has drifted off somewhere else. This is why this is so good to me because it made us look like human beings.
It's a good point.
Always in the hood, gangbanger, drug dealer, everybody rent late. I'm tired of that. You know what I'm saying? We're the regular black people in cinema and in television. This put us there.
I mean, even in the scene where they were about to put her ashes to sea. It was one of the camera scenes. Like it made me think, okay, now that we're successful, what about our health as black people? you know, because now my mom's health is failing. My sister literally looked like she was doing great
Yeah.
and just had a heart attack at lunch or whatever, you
Yeah.
know, brunch, whatever, you know. So it was just one of those where I just pull those things out because that was just one of our uh, things that we talk about. Just like who, you know, how would H-Rap watch it? How would Doc watch it? You know, how would Ben watch it? And so, and a shout out to Keisha if she's watching, because I think she texted me also about the movie. I don't know if she's
Yeah.
out there watching.
Well, considering the health situation, Mayhem, I have been, me and my fiance and I watched this documentary, What the Health. She had watched it before and wanted me to watch it. I did not
Yeah.
want to watch it because I knew exactly what I was going to do if I did.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
And I watched it 2 weeks ago.
hmm
Guess how long I've been plant-based?
Oh, probably about 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
It'll
Easy.
change. It'll
Yeah.
change you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plant-based. So now, and to H-Rap's point,
There go Keisha.
how it portrayed white
Keisha.
people, it portrayed black people, right?
hmm
It also portrayed white people and how they are out of touch with us in a lot of instances, right? One of the things that made me laugh was when they had they were kind of showing the movies and they were like Black Stories Month.
Yeah.
And then also like the beach scene where the guy's like, "Do you have a permit for those ashes?" So that was a male Karen, right?
Hilarious.
But they knew him, and he's still in their business, and he's like, "Okay, I'm about to fuck you up." You know, like you need to go on and walk away, James, or whatever his name was. You know,
Yeah.
so
Philip?
yeah, I think it did a great job of not only showing us, you know, and how even in the midst of our success, like there were 4 doctors, but even in the midst of that, they still had some normal human issues, you know, even though they were successful, you know, and there was still a black sheep of the family, even though he was still a doctor, you know, and they talked about the medicine and stuff, like they made you believe it, like, you know, oh, she's gonna be asleep for a while. I gave her a little something, you know. He's like, what are you prescribing opioid, you know, and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm about to give mama some in a minute, you know, whatever, you know. So yeah, I thought all of that was fantastic. Even at the end, whenever Monk was writing when he was deciding to write a novel that was not the style that he was, and again, his first title of it was My Pathology, spelled incorrectly, right? My Pathology was spelled Pafologgy. And when he was going through that and figuring out how that was going to be, right? The fact that they acted it out in a way to where he saw the characters,
Right.
that's above average. That's near genius cinematic demonstration as far as I'm concerned. You know, the fact that they were acting it out, and not only did he act it out one time, they're like, man, why you do that? The characters is talking back to him like, man, why I gotta get shot or whatever. You know?
Yeah.
I thought that was genius.
I agree with that. That was a great touch to it. And Keith David, man, is another actor that
Once again,
he don't ever miss, man. Have you ever seen him in anything where he missed?
No.
Seriously, he don't ever miss. And it also had some depth in it in another way, right? So did y'all check this out? One in a term of a quote and one in a term of art. The one in term of a quote was enemies see each other better than friends.
yeah, I caught that.
Deep, okay.
Yeah.
Deep and true, right? And then also toward the end, where they had the black and white doll experiment or the Clark doll experiment or doll test, however you see it, they had that canvas up in that studio, you know, or in that office building or whatever.
Right.
And I thought that was dope as all get out too. That was a subtle little, we pay attention, a subtle little, you need to pay close attention to what's been happening in this film kind of deal, you know.
Right.
Yeah. And I think it was kind of like a direct shot at him when he looked at it and he was like, what am I doing? And then I think his wheels started turning like, what am I doing? And I don't think he ever really came to that conclusion. I know he wanted to change the movie part of it, but the book, you know, was already done. It wasn't a lot he could change on that part of it.
Yeah, but he was struggling with, you know, because at the end of the day, he gave in to what some of white America demands of us, you know, like the intelligent stuff, the well thought out stuff, the thought provoking stuff that he typically writes was not being bought,
Yeah.
was not coveted.
Right.
You know, the trash was. The
Right.
trash from us. Oh, we love this. This is so, so it showed how a
Yeah.
certain segment of, the white population sees us.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. Throughout the entire movie.
A-Trap, you got something on that?
Oh yeah, I mean, most definitely. It's one of those situations to whereas when you're looking at the world from the black point of view, and that's what I really appreciate. This is a black director, it's the same dude who did Judas and the Black Messiah. It's the same group.
Yeah.
And it lets you know that when in the world that we live in, we know everything about them and they know very little about us. They don't pay attention to us. Again, it goes back to the statements you made. Your enemy pays way more attention than your friend. Your enemy must be meticulous in regards to how he attacks you. Therefore, he's going to pay attention to your friends. They're just interacting with you. They're not really even listening to you. They're just waiting on their turn to talk.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was a situation to whereas everything in this movie was meticulously laid out to the fact that you got one sibling who's saying, "Hey, you're a doctor." And he was like, "I got a PhD in English." And then his brother was like, "I'm a doctor," and his brother's like, "What are you gonna prescribe? You gonna prescribe somebody a sentence?"
Right.
It was dope, man. It was one of those situations to whereas it's us being us, unapologetically, and it puts you in a sense of normalcy in Black America that we rarely see in cinematic instances.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this was like a dark comedy. It wasn't like a slapstick type of comedy.
Yeah.
It was a darker comedy. And I think I agree with you though, A-Trap. It did show us in a different light. It was stereotypes in it, but that was like a story within a story.
Yeah.
It's really what it ended up being. That wasn't the main part of the story.
I think it showed us with all the successes, when all those successes are not, I guess, plugged into certain situations. Now we got to go home. You don't see what I got to go home to.
The real issues.
You don't know what's breaking me. Just sitting at this traffic light. I got a call from the doctor's office. I got a call from the community center. My mom had an episode, or my dad had an episode. It's just I like that style of writing. That's why I said when I watch these kind of movies, so it is still Hollywood, but I feel like the writing is more skinned down. Is that even a word? I don't even know if that's maybe that's not the word I'm looking for.
Scaled down.
Maybe it's scaled down. Yeah. It's like I don't feel like, oh, this is from 21, this is from Universal Studios, this is from A24, it's one of those where it's just like they're acting and it's like, man, I love this dark writing because nothing is going right, but then it goes right a little bit, but then you're going to find some way to screw it up. You got to put your foot in your mouth, and then you got to go back and try to correct those things. So I enjoyed that.
Hey, and real quick, Wilkes, I'm gonna comment on that as well, and I'm gonna copyright something right now. We'll go back to this show if we have to, right? Y'all remember this? Black Americana. We've heard the word Americana before, right? Think about it. Black Americana. We toy about screenwriting and writing things. Just A-Trap. Black Americana. Just visualize that one, okay? Shout out to Sonny Cole watching on Facebook. He gave us a little love. We appreciate that. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the like button, subscribe, click the notification bell. So every time the forecast is on, you'll get that notification so you can jump on and interact with us. Please, likes, loves on Facebook, YouTube. We appreciate all of it, okay? One of the pieces that I liked about it is the elderly care, right? And think about how many times we've heard those stories in our community where the siblings are arguing, like, I'm the one doing it, and it always is this case. Well, nobody asked you to do it,
right?
If I don't, they ain't gonna get done. Are you sure? How do you know? Why not doing it? Unless,
all right. And this film, it was an immediate you were doing it because
Yeah.
his sister
Yeah.
passed. So he was like, I'm good. You can do this, right? You a doctor. You got money.
Right.
I'm about to go. I need to go back and finish what I'm doing. And then
Right,
immediately he had to deal with it.
I mean, even when the lights were out, he's like, "What's wrong with the lights?"
Yeah.
Well,
He
she was paying him.
pays it every year. You not pay it, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's inevitably this dude who doesn't contribute physically or financially. That's not still a sibling, right? Because it could be a guy or a girl. Doesn't contribute in any way. He's got the money, but he's blowing it on cocaine and male strippers or male
Whatever it is. Yeah.
And then there's this other person, Monk, who I'm probably more like I don't want to go do it physically, but I send y'all some money.
Yeah, leave me out of it.
Me.
Yeah.
Shit,
what's the cash app?
Yeah, that's right. I got your money. We show and here a little extra for you for taking care of mama.
Leave me out of it.
Here a little bit of extra money. Go buy yourself a set.
And there's inevitably this one individual who's contributing in every single way they possibly can. There's always one sibling that the cream rises to the top in terms of these types of situations, to where they're giving of their time, they're sacrificing their own personal lives, and they giving financially, And of course, there's some resentment to them, to the other siblings to a certain extent, right? There's some resentment that builds up in them, even though they're not asking enough of those other siblings. They're like, you see me doing this, you should, want to come help me do this,
You should pitch in.
That is a story that is told in our community time and time and time again. And it almost goes down almost the exact same way. You have some slight variations and some character changes and some occupations. And he might not be blowing his money on cocaine and male strippers, but they blowing it on, always going out of town, but you ain't never contributed to mama's.
Exactly.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Or that sibling who I'm taking care of and I live way away. You down the street and you ain't ever over here. Telling me this has happened so often to where I bet you we could all give 10 scenarios just like that of what we've heard in that elderly care situation. I think touching on that was cool.
Yeah, let me get to the chat real quick. Golden, thank you for tuning in. Love the Abby photo. Got some water behind you. Look like you're on a pool or somewhere. She said, I love the movie.
Somewhere. He said she on a pool of somewhere.
It looked like it's a pool behind her.
No. It's true.
No,
that's more like a
docks.
Yeah, right. It's more like a lake. But either way, if it were a pool, it is not called a pool of somewhere.
I said a pool or somewhere.
No, you said a pool.
A pool of somewhere.
She said she loved the movie.
Might have to coin that title. That could be the next book.
You have to copyright that too.
From the
Keith David is wonderful in everything.
From the makers of Black Americana and a pool of somewhere. This new film by the forecast called
There we go. There it is.
There it
pool of somewhere, baby.
There it is.
You gotta have that little catchy title to where people don't really know what it means. What does it mean? They're so deep that they got this title, A Pool of Somewhere. Just think of how many different ways you can interpret that meaning.
And I'm gonna make a parallel here. So we had the Grammys and Killer Mike won.
You may call them Medea or Grandma's or Gigi's, but some people call them Grammy.
Killer Mike won Album of the Year. And if anybody has heard that album,
thank you.
It's very similar to what they're saying in this film. It was very raw. It talked about his crackhead auntie. It talked about him having his girlfriend having an abortion and all that. I mean, I like the album personally.
It wasn't that long, was it? It was only like 5 songs or 6 songs, I thought.
No, it was like 17 songs.
Oh, maybe it's just I just caught the first.
But it kind of made me think of this because who are most of the people that's voting on the Grammys? It's not us.
Right.
So that's a direct parallel to what is going on here.
Right.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So the Keith David is definitely a legend, man. I've seen him in so many films. His Wikipedia or his whatever his list of movies, I'm sure is crazy.
Filmography.
Yeah. There you go. IMDb.
And then also Erika Alexander is underrated.
Yeah,
good to see her.
It was good to see her in this too.
She's underrated.
Yeah.
If you really think to some of her acting performances. I'm not gonna say she's been Oscar worthy or nothing like that, but she's awfully solid.
I'm glad that they had her playing a lawyer again because she was a lawyer in Living Single. So I kind of like that little catch.
Now the Issa Rae moment where she's reading from the book and she's like, and the name of the book is "We's Live in the Ghetto." And when she read the excerpt of the book, it was like, this is trash. And who's standing up? All the white people standing up, clapping. Like it's some of the best work ever done. But I think she was perfect to play that role. Y'all agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she showed that. Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
And
black females love Issa Rae, boy.
Yeah,
that's girl.
Yes.
I like Issa Rae.
Yeah, I like her as well.
I like that YouTube series, Uncomfortable Black Girl.
Yeah, Ben, did you get to meet her at the Super Bowl radio room?
Nah.
Yeah, she was there.
You coming up a whole bunch of people. I didn't see. What was
I do this every day.
I'm a magnetic personality.
And Tracee Ellis Ross basically got the black man in a black man in a horror movie. She didn't last but 5 minutes after she was introduced.
Yeah.
So just to kind of give you, so Monk goes to, where was this at? Boston, right? Is that where he went to?
Well, the reason why I thought it was Boston because they asked about when he was asking about what kind of white people were they, Southie white or were they such and such white?
And he said something about the Bruins or the Eagles or
Bruins. Yeah. But it was perfect because Boston always gets that, they're racist, so it was perfect.
Yeah.
Why not have this stereotypical movie in a racist city? So,
good night, mate. Put another shrimp on the barbie.
That's not a nod. This is a nod.
This is a nod.
Thank you.
Okay, so what about this? Okay, because again, on the heels of the Cat Williams situation and how people get roles and all this other kind of stuff and what you got to play and all that stuff, and Ben was looking it up before the show. What about Sterling K. Brown playing a role of a gay man? It's two aspects of it. Number one, the brother has to either put on a dress or play the role of a gay, right? Mm-hmm. And then the other aspect, are there no gay actors?
Right.
Well, okay. At the end of the day, they gave him the script.
At the end of the day, got it. Now, that's some deep shit.
Glorilla.
At the end of the day, they got to end. Baby.
Yeah.
Nobody forced him to take this role.
We all got the same hours in the day.
But again, see, the key word there is forced. Didn't nobody force Martin to put on the dress, did they?
Yeah.
No, but it's different. Sterling K. Brown has been acting for a while now. It wasn't like I gotta take this role in order to improve my career.
Backdoor.
Sometimes it's an opportunity where you gotta take this role to help your career.
Let me
Sterling
use
Brown just took this role.
Like Corey Holcomb, you said, there's some backdooria shit going on here.
He took this role because he wanted the role. That's it.
Oh, he took it all right.
Hello. Come on, Wilkes.
Hey, I'm just here for the likes. Help the BS3 network.
Didn't Cat say
no
series and no 3 or 4 movie roles and no all this stuff?
Yeah.
A-Trap, thoughts?
I'm just here to talk about it. I'm not, the opinions expressed here are not those of BS3 Network, you say?
Yeah.
You got a gumshoe? You got a Dick Tracy over here?
Hey, you see?
Going James Cagney out here.
Well, talk to us, man.
Yeah.
Well, in regards to the role, I just think it was just a role. I think like Ben, you mentioned that this dude has been acting for quite some time, and I do believe some men are forced to be compromised in regards to wearing dresses and things of that nature. Because how many times do we tell the same joke? You can only tell the knock joke so many times, and it has been overdone. In a situation like this, I don't think it is a compromising situation simply because this is life. We have people who have identity crisis simply because the world is not comfortable with you being you. You can't be a Muslim. You can't be a part of the LGBTQ. You know, you can't even be a free thinker. You know, I've had instances at Bible study where people got actually angry with me because I blamed Adam on the problem, not Eve.
That's
and
exactly.
They want to push.
But that's what it is.
Free will.
They're right in that. Yeah.
No, but he's right.
That the command was given to him. The
Right.
directive given to him.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, people don't want people to be themselves, even in cinema. So you're going to have people giving you this, you know, like Corey. Corey, I've been hooped with him. I've been around him. He's a good dude, but sometimes he pushes the line. And I understand. I also can stand on the line with Dave Chappelle. Like, now I'm not wearing the dress because we can told that joke before. But again, I can go back to Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is probably my favorite entertainer ever in my life. And he played several women. He has played Rasputia. He played his mother. He's played a few women. So Flip Wilson, you know, we're old enough, dog, to remember Flip Wilson. Nobody tripped when he was playing Geraldine. Nobody really tripped when Martin was playing Sinead.
Let me ask you.
Depends on the situation.
Yeah, let me ask you this. Is it different when a comedian writes that in his own, you feel what I'm saying, in his own head? I got 10 I'm going to play. One of them happens to be the grandmother. One of them happens to be the whatever the case may be, right? To me, it's a little different when they write it in.
It's not a little. It's tremendously different.
Versus,
when I put myself in that situation is one thing. When you introduce it to me and make it as, because, okay, situation with Dave Chappelle, clearly that was I want to see how far I can push you with this simply because when I said no, you had a whole nother script prepared.
Right.
You want to push the envelope. And that's where these actors and these entertainers and these comedians, for by and large, are coming from. Why you keep forcing this to me? I don't see a whole lot of Tom Cruise in a dress. I don't see a lot of I don't see DiCaprio in dresses. I don't see whoever is I never seen Will Ferrell in a dress. I never seen dude with the funny nose. He got a brother. Can't think of his name right now. White boy.
Wilson.
Owen Wilson.
The Wilson boys. Never seen them in dresses. So why are we being pushed in this direction? So I definitely understand the trepidation of wearing a dress and being a black man, especially seeing how we are, you know, just looking at the history of our community. I don't want to get into that too deep, but hell, y'all used to rape black men. Everybody always talk about how our sisters and our mothers and our aunts and our grandmothers were raped on these plantations. Our brothers, uncles, and grandfathers were raped as well. And raped, sexually assaulted by men and women.
That's right.
You know, you got caught sexually assaulted, having sex with a woman. Even Bill Burr mentioned that on Saturday Night Live. He said, don't act like you white women. Y'all ain't easy. Because when y'all got caught messing with black men, y'all said it was rape. So it's an insane situation, but I do understand.
Let me that's why we're on this topic. Let me pose a question to the men in the audience, the men in the chat room, the men watching. So y'all answer this question. Ray to Kev, Mo, let's see who has Chris Chrisman. Answer this question. Big Illinois is out there. Yep. Would you, if you were an actor, would you play a gay role in a film?
It's probably gonna be down to hell no.
No.
No, I wouldn't know.
No, I'm not doing it. But
I've
never had. But simultaneously, I've never.
Why are you making that face, though?
I'm like, to me, your answer validates my point about bringing up the question of Sterling K. Brown playing a gay man.
Yeah,
we all said no, and we broke a shit.
But
it's a personal choice. It's a personal choice.
That coin.
Huh?
It's the other side to that coin. We've never wanted to be actors either.
Don't do like this when you say.
It's-
Oof.
Wait a minute. You said we've never wanted to be actors either.
we don't want to be actors.
I have.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
Keisha.
Have you, Wilt? Have you ever
What's that?
wanted to be an actor?
I don't know. I guess. I mean, I'm doing that right now.
I mean, don't.
Nah, not an actor, no. But there's plenty of us that would. You know.
Have you ever wanted to be a gay actor, Ben?
No.
Actor? No. He's like, hell no. Nigga, don't ask me that question.
I mean,
I would as long as I ain't kissing a woman.
I didn't even have to take us to the, y'all all answer the question. No, I didn't even have to add the caveat of, in that gay role, you got to kiss another dude. I didn't even have to add that to it.
Right. I mean, I took drama class, but it wasn't like something I was chasing. But whatever.
I mean,
I think people are allies to the point to where they'll play a role.
He means gay lies.
To make it comfortable or to say, look, I did this, so you can be yourself. Sterling K. Brown seemed like that type of dude that would do this role.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's not gay. He is married to a woman.
Being married does not mean you're not.
But
gay.
I think he's created that character in it. Like
Stop.
Like he's created that.
That's true.
Yeah.
But when he played this role, it wasn't like he didn't do it well enough. He did the role. He did the role, and he did it very well to the point where I had to look it up.
But like Doc said, is there not gay actors? Like what?
Question: What is gay look like?
Right. Hey, think about this. The reason why that's a good question is because it's the same question you've been asking about what does black look like, right? To the people who are not black.
Mm-hmm.
And we're showing it. We're showing our ignorance as to what gay looks like, just like the non-blacks are showing their ignorance as to what black looks like.
Right, because when you say he did a good work of being gay. I mean, being gay is being a human.
Well, we don't know. Ben is from California, so we don't know exactly what his perspective is.
I'm just when you play a role, we talk about this all the time.
Harvey Milk.
Believable or it's not.
Harvey Milk. Oh,
it was a belief. It looked like he played that role well.
He did.
He did.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I misread what you said. I was saying he was good at being gay.
He didn't make it unbelievable that he was gay in that role. I never thought to myself, he don't even seem like he a gay dude in this role. It wasn't the case. In fact, his role was more complicated than that. He had been married and he had been living as a heterosexual male for all of his life through his marriage. So he was a guy who recently came out. I thought that aspect of it was real genius. And the fact that he's like, you're trying to get it in, ain't you? He like, yeah, I've been trying to hide this for so many years. Now that I'm out, I'm trying to, whatever, make up a lot.
And he was the biggest point. He was hiding from his dad. And when his dad passed away, that was when he was like, I need to live who I am.
Yeah. And I even like the Tyler Perry. You see the little dig they took at Tyler Perry?
Yeah, they did.
A few times.
They took a dig at him. They said, like, people are coming around saying I look like Tyler Perry. And he's like, and I think they may have said something about skin tone or some other stuff. Right?
Yeah.
And then later on at the end of the movie, when Monk and him were kind of making up as brothers, and he's like, man, they said such and such and such. He's like, man, how do I look? And he says, like Tyler Perry. So the tie back in was just,
Yeah. It's perfect timing with Mia Coppola that just came out. That's perfect timing. Let me get to some comments here.
I missed that.
So Keisha said, I would, long as I ain't kissing a woman. Ann Hunching, she said she don't want to hunch a woman either. I always wanted to be an actress, but I like making my own film.
Wow. You heard it straight like that. Straight to the point. Straight to the point. I am not a crook.
I would never play a gay role for more reasons than I can mention in this chat. I take that very seriously and could never do it. There's a spiritual spin to my ideals on this. Okay.
Yeah, I would imagine that holds true for a lot of brothers.
Gay looks like you kissing a man and letting him. I'm not about to say that. I'm not about to say that.
There's that line obliterated. There's that line.
I didn't know he was gay until he said it. You talking until Sterling K. Brown said it.
Yeah, until his character said it there. Yeah, I'm with you. I wasn't walking around thinking he was until.
Now, initially, I thought he was
Yeah, by his hair.
Initially, I thought he was the brother-in-law. I didn't think he was his brother.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all thought that too, because they were saying the brothers. I thought they said the brother-in-law's name was Cliff, but I might have got that mixed up.
Yeah. And then also, obviously Monk, and think about Monk's character and what kind of black guy he is.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously he's dated a lot of white women, which is
Yeah,
stereotypical for that kind of black guy, right?
Yes.
In a lot of instances, right?
Yeah.
And because every time they got Erika Alexander, who was his new girlfriend, would get introduced, they kept saying his mama said it. Somebody else said, "I'm glad you're not white." In fact, one time Erika Alexander even said, "I'm glad I'm not white too." She, I am too, you know. So yeah.
Yeah. Now the mom. You don't mute. You don't mute.
You on mute? You got some input?
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay.
Good.
I think that was more of a situation to where hopefully he can just be normal now.
Who?
You saying what, Eric?
Glad you with a white, you're not with a black girl. Now you can be more relatable since you got a sister with you, because you were way out without the sisters.
Yeah, gotcha.
You know?
Yeah. Now, so the mom.
Real quick, just on that, because it's related. After when I first got divorced, anytime I started dating again, that was the first question my aunties was asking me: "Is she black?" Because I was married to an Hispanic for almost 20 years. So that was the first question: "Is she black?" I mean, I'm talking about every time.
Oh yeah.
Ted got a new girlfriend. First question: "Is she black?"
Right. Doesn't mean she's relatable.
And I'm shit. I know I'm smart in corporate America, but shit, hell,
I don't discriminate. Yeah.
I'm a black man's man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, real S curl.
Curl I use sporting waves. You see, I smoke black and miles. You see, I smoke.
S curl has the power to control women.
Smoke that Afghan blend. You see, I like Hennessy. You see, I'm a black man's man.
I drink Colt 45s.
What they used to call 8 balls back in the day. Not them kind of 8 balls they trap. I know the difference.
I never drank 8 balls. I'm a beer snob.
Oh, okay. It's the new one, black. Oh yeah,
well,
she identifies as a black woman. Oh, she black.
Yeah, they popping the questions in.
Beautiful. Yeah, she is, and beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now the
real
mom.
Regal.
What you say?
It's a real Regal.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Now the mom having dementia and
she's all 9. You understand me?
King Kong ain't
I
got shit on.
Hollywood, I gotta be one on this.
The mom having dementia, wandering around on the beach, not being able to find her.
That dementia was real
staring in the space.
See, I do the show for Wilkes, but what really gets me is when A-Trap can't control.
Yeah.
What really does.
He has to come back around.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
He gotta wipe the grin off his face.
Yeah.
Because what's funny about it for me is because I know he's got several other thoughts that he could issue off of it, and he's choosing. I promise.
Yeah. Pretty much. Much. Easy.
Comments, A-Trap, anything?
I'm just he threw me off.
Now, Keisha, we're all full, man.
Yep.
We ain't set a date, but we all full.
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
2 and 2.
Yeah.
What he's trying to say is it's in the mail.
Yeah, there you go.
He ain't mailed none out yet. Yes.
We're trying to make it small and intimate, Keisha.
Return to sender every time.
No offense.
It's okay.
Anybody who says this, not a good idea.
Mm.
I can't control you.
Yeah. Let it all hang out. Yeah.
He said use a lying lie.
Yeah.
Oh wow. The user.
All right, so the mom,
Mm.
being in that situation,
Real
and
quick,
Monk didn't have any money really to fully handle that situation. So he was in that position where we talked about the dress situation where he was going to do this regardless because he needed the money.
Right.
Yeah.
And whatever school he was teaching at, he ended up rubbing them people the wrong way too. So he was cornered into taking this.
Yeah.
Can somebody help me out? I didn't look it up, but why did the mom look so familiar?
She's been in
several movies.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's why. I mean, I didn't look her. I guess I could have looked her up. But I'm like, man, this lady looks crazy.
And she's
familiar.
played that mother or grandmother type role in most of
I can think of what I've seen her in, but she's been in a ton of movies.
I'll go back and look her up. But when I saw her, I was like, oh, I've seen this lady.
Yeah, let's just say this, folks, for your Forecast fans and our cast members here on the set. My fiance just texted me and says, I'm hilarious. So she thinks I'm funny too. So just so y'all know, it ain't because of the way my jeans fit. You hear me, A-Trap?
She's supposed to say that.
It's official.
It's not because of the way my jeans fit.
I'm sorry, those Bugle Boy jeans.
Man, I is showing off his booty, man.
It ain't because of that.
Pause.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah,
No, but you know what?
Since the third grade. Yeah.
Wow. It ain't talking about me on this show. Really? It's talking about me?
Well, there was this 30-day period in the 8th grade, but other than that.
Well, other than that, we'll talk about that later. That was on the backside of algebra. But
the mother part, and that's when reality hits, man. You can have your standards, and you can have your meritocracy, as they say. Well, when the rubber meets the road, you're gonna have to do what you got to do to survive.
That's right. That's right.
And then you'll compromise a lot when the person that you care for the most,
man,
they need you. You all that old highfalutin top 10 from W.B. Du Bois, that petty bourgeoisie, all that stuff is out the window because I gotta make sure my mom.
And what was in a few digs at the mom talking about she wasn't a good mom, so why are we taking care of her now? Like, what was that? It's that foreshadowing, I guess.
Because she didn't accept him, so he didn't.
I think his mother knew he was gay.
Yeah,
and she was getting the two of them mixed up too. Towards the end,
well,
she was starting.
That was the mention. I think when they start tripping on their mom, I think the tripping on the mother was about the lack of protection from the father, because they gave me the impression that the father was verbally abusive no matter what, and Monk was his one. He related more to Monk because more than likely he saw himself in Monk.
Here's what I'm starting to. As
he was a Rolling Stone too. What it sound like?
Sounds like it. Here's what in my head, my mind starts to wonder, because when I watch these kind of movies and we talk about, and to H-Rap's point, when he started to talk, and I could be way out there. I could be all wrong. We have Thelonious, and I'm not talking about the character that Jeffrey Wright is playing. It's like you have Thelonious Monk as the pianist, jazz pianist, but then you have Marvin Gaye in real life that dealt with his father as a he was just a cross-dresser. And probably more than that. So I'm wondering if this was some kind of bearing on that, but that's just how that's how far my mind goes out. But
I think this was pulled from different stories, different things, and really made into something that we could relate to.
I think the mother what put you there, Wilkes, is what the mother said about his genius. He asked his mother, because now he's coming to the realization that he was the golden child in his dad's eyes. He was the one. The sister didn't get the love she needed. The mother definitely wasn't getting the love that she wanted. His brother couldn't even be himself. And you have this relationship with your father. You see your father as my father. So I do believe what you're saying, because she said he was a genius to bring a Theonis Monk situation. Monk separated himself from the whole jazz world.
Absolutely.
He wasn't one of the guys.
Yeah.
Marvin is a story about Marvin that he came home with $1 million in a suitcase and laid it on the bed and asked his father, "You love me now?"
Yeah.
So Wilkes, I see where you're going with that. This is a situation to whereas if you don't get the proper attention from your parent, you never know what the result is.
I just saw that, and there was a lot of heavy musical bearing on this movie for me. I mean, we had Cannonball Adderley at the end, and that album had Hank Jones and it had Miles Davis. But of course, I'm looking at this as a musical scene. That's why I said, man, is there some kind of parallel to Thelonious Monk and Marvin Gaye here? Because
I see it, because Marvin was a struggle. Look, Marvin married a 16-year-old. Nona Gaye mama was 16 when Marvin married her. Monk separated himself. Look at Monk separated himself from the world because he couldn't relate through he could only relate on the piano. Then Coltrane, that Love Supreme album. Love Supreme album was made, and he was struggling with heroin addiction.
Heroin, he was in 20s.
All of these things tied into this movie, and because when I'm hearing this movie, this is one of the movies that the music did play a major role in. I'm hearing that Love Supreme album. I promise you, when the man put that song down, and he's talking to his brother, and I'm hearing, that first album, the first song on the Love Supreme album, when you hear the cadence, the Love Supreme. I'm hearing that while they talking, man. So I'm feeling what you're saying, Wills. I'm picking up what you're putting down right now.
Yeah. I just felt like it was pulling in that direction. I'm like, man, where are they? I mean, even with the way he was dressing in some scenes, it was just like, what is
right out the 60s? His haircut,
the haircut with the part.
I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you, Wilkes. That's why I love this movie so much, because you can be in a crowded room and feel alone. It's been times in my personal life that I can remember being a ball player and, good at football. I was damn good at football. I was very good. And, the guys sitting around talking, and I just was like, I don't want to talk about.
That's just not your thing.
Talk about what I want to talk about because y'all not gonna get it.
Right.
So
it's kind of like because like she was telling him, she's like, your father was a genius. He just felt lonely.
Favorite singer,
and that's why I stayed with him. And most geniuses are lonely, and that was just kind of something like at the and I didn't think about it till HR. And that's why I was like, man, this has got to be some kind of also musical parallel here, because it was just too many parallel I was picking up there. It's just like
you don't pick that name for nothing.
No,
you don't pick Thelonious Monk for nothing.
And then the cop at the beach kept calling him Thelonious,
like Thelonious.
Now, Wilkes, you had asked about the mom.
Oh, yes.
Oh, she's played in quite a bit. She played in Roots. Say that you remember.
She was Kissy.
Yeah, that's right. That was cute.
Right. Okay.
She played in Deadpool, the original in 2016, and then
the blind lady.
Then Deadpool and Wolverine. She played in and Deadpool 2 in 2018. She's been Deadpool.
Okay. She getting paid. She in the Marvel universe.
She had something called the Leslie Uggams show in 1969. She played in Sugar Hill, the Wesley Snipes joint. Right?
Yeah, she looks so familiar.
Yeah, so
she's got some
quite a few things. So the Cosby Show, she was in the Cosby Show from 84 to 92.
That may have been that definitely was
84 to 92.
That's the CBS Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
then
Oh, man.
he was also in All My Children, which most time mamas
maybe. Yeah, my
remember.
story's on, boy.
My stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what that one black character doing.
Yeah, probably washing feet.
So yeah, so she's got, you know, the immortal life of Henrietta Lacks, you know. She was in that as well. So yeah, so she's been in quite a bit, man. That's
Yeah,
why
man.
She did a great job to play this type of role where you're really you're not being yourself. She did a good job with this role.
Yeah, man. This was fire, man. I really appreciated this movie because, like you said, it was so artistic, perfectly cast, man. Because like we kind of skipped over Alexander, her role, because her role almost made him feel normal.
Yeah,
He was
it was
a
really good to
regular
see her
person.
too.
He could be a regular person. He
Yeah.
wasn't judging her. She wasn't, for the first time in his life, he wasn't being judged. He was fitting into the world.
Back to her comment.
Mhm.
I know they're guilty. We're all guilty.
Mhm.
But I got something from defending them. So
That's right.
I mean, it was one of those things where, yeah, I'm a lawyer, but I also understand that you're a writer. You've got your own wave of thinking,
You
and
put
me as a
yourself in their
lawyer,
way.
yeah, I've got my own way of presenting evidence and information to make you think. So yeah, no, I definitely loved her
Let me tell
role. It
you
was
the scene. You remember the scene where her and Thelonious or her and Monk are having a glass of wine for the first time the same day they met, and her ex comes through the door. They're still roommates, but they getting a divorce or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
And he walks in. Just don't think about the words. I'm going to mention that in a second as well. Don't think about the words. Think about all that wasn't said.
Yeah,
Oh,
gosh.
How much acting was done with expressions.
This expression. Yes.
And then for him to say, "You staying for dinner?"
Right.
You know, like you don't know who I am.
Right.
Dinner, that's gonna confuse him even more. You know?
Right.
Oh yeah.
And you know, and of course,
And the way he drunk that wine real quick, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, that felt like an authentic, like I'm choking on this, trying to get this wine down. And let me get out of here.
He even said, and it was like, I needed this drink, so I'm not finna just set the drink down and walk out. I'm finished in this mode.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And then if you fast forward to the scene where they were arguing about the book, I feel like that was a huge scene in the film, because he easily could have said, I'm asking you this question because I'm Stagger R. Lee, but he never said it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was kind of the culmination of everything, because he was trying to say, like, I don't agree with this. Why do you agree with it, even though I wrote it? So he's kind of torn, you know.
Yeah, because he knew why he wrote it. He knew he wrote it just
as a joke,
satirical, you know, just trying to be funny. And I'm gonna tell you why the best pieces of his acting in this particular film, as far as I'm concerned, is when he's trying to be a guy. He's trying to play a black guy. Because think about the roles Jeffrey Wright has played. He was Peoples, right? You know, he's trying to play a guy who don't know how to be street. Look at how well he did that.
He did.
Right.
He's trying to be cool. You know, in other words, think about how hard that would be for us to not act like we got some swag.
Right. Oh yeah. Right.
And I know you get it, but I'm talking about for me and A-Trap. Yeah. It would be hard for us not to act.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
But you know, that's some of the best of his acting in this role, as far as I was concerned, where he's trying to act like and walk like he ain't got no, you know, and then he sort of gets into a rhythm as he gets closer to the meeting, you know, or whatever. I just think that's fantastic, man.
Yeah. I mean, to me, this has put him on a whole another level. I mean, I already had him high. Anything he's in, I'm gonna give it a try and watch it. And so I think it's just another thing,
putting him on another level with mainstream and the establishment.
Right.
I'm gonna say maybe, you know, because I think he's been there for a lot of people. You know, Jeffrey Wright.
I was called him light-skinned Don Cheadle.
But establishment, you know, to start giving him that kind of recognition, you know, And now I got news for you. We're gonna start seeing more of him now. You know, when you win
Yeah.
an Academy Award,
Yeah.
you
And I have to say, man, shame on me because I didn't really know who he was until the first, well, not the first, but the first James Bond Casino Royale when
Bird.
he was great in those I think he
CIA
was in
agent.
yeah. That I never seen him in anything else when he was in Casino Royale. And then of course Westworld comes on
you watch
HBO.
all of Westworld. Wilkes
I did.
exceptional in that, isn't he, man?
I mean, gosh.
If you hadn't watched Westworld on
You gotta
HBO,
watch Westworld.
I gotta do that. How many seasons
Gotta
is it?
I
It's on. It was
probably
it
4
was
or 5,
5. Yeah, 4 or
Okay.
5, I think.
I heard a lot of people talk about it. So
maybe just 4, but it's worth it. Now, it's gonna
Yeah.
kick off a little slow, but just
Yeah.
hang with
Stay with it. Stay with it, man. Gosh.
and this may be I know this is for sure the second movie, but it may be the third one that we've done with Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, because he was in Monster.
Monster, yeah, was one, yeah. So let's take a quick break. We'll give a preview for what we're reviewing next week, and then we will be right back.
Okay,
Man, looking forward to that.
for this Lance Reddick, man. Oh my, that dude.
Rest in peace.
Exactly, man. That dude.
Yeah, man.
That dude.
There's so many gems that when we see him in something, we like, man, he's a great actor. But we don't necessarily talk about him enough, and he's one of those guys too.
Superman in here too, Terrence Howard.
Superman.
When did he gonna say that?
Ain't coming no check,
man. He better not.
We can't do that, man.
He better not, man. All right, so we had a comment from Golden said, "Isn't it crazy how the guy didn't agree to the movie until he presented that ghetto ending?" Yeah, it is. It's not really surprising or crazy because that he was playing that role the whole movie.
Yeah.
He was getting ready to take the Stagger Lee movie. That was what he was about to do first until he suggested this other thing, or maybe they were going to do both because that was another company.
Remember, he was at the urinal, and dude said, "I give you $4 million for the rights to the book."
Yeah.
Rights to the movie.
Yeah.
And it's just this was in a roundabout way, like almost Hollywood shuffle like.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
You're right about that.
Satire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I enjoyed it so much, man. Like I said, the sister light skin, the mother brown. He's like brown, and the bad guy is a dark guy. And this just to show you how crazy the world is. If it wasn't a black dude directing this, fools would have got angry, man. Like,
some people did get angry because they didn't look up who the director was. They just thought it was Steven Spielberg or somebody making this.
Right. This Steven Spielberg, it doesn't go over as well, but he doesn't. And Denzel Washington said, Martin Scorsese did The Godfather because he's Italian. Spike Lee does Malcolm X because he's black.
Sometimes we try to complicate what should not be complicated. It's simple. It's
Occam's razor.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the obvious things.
That's right, man. Yeah. All right, let's get to reviews.
All right, let's get some final thoughts. Mike rating. Before we get to that, I did want to say, did y'all peep maybe he was a sharecropper or actor or somebody that was sitting on the bench to the side, and he basically gave him a peace sign. Did y'all see that guy? When they're in the car, they're in that Mercedes, and they're getting ready to drive.
Oh yeah.
To the right,
the role of a sharecropper in the movie. Yeah.
I feel like that was another mirror of them, and I think that was kind of like all right, you did the right thing this time. That's what I kind of got from that.
Yeah. Well, look at the High on the Hog parallel. The name of the movie or the movie they were working on, Plantation Annihilation. Well, we just met a sharecropper that said, "Are we so afraid of that word? We're trying to run and distance ourselves from that word." So it's kind of like, but no, great. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. All right, we go kick off final thoughts and Mike rating with you, Wilkes.
I'm gonna go with a 4.5.
Okay.
Now, Let me ask you this before you elaborate too much on that. At the beginning of this show, what was your mic rating tonight? And did it change? Was it a 4.5 when we started the show tonight?
Oh, it was like, who the fuck picked this? Because I don't want to watch this shit.
What was it when the show started?
When the show started, it was at a 3.
Okay,
It was at a 3.
fair
It
enough.
was at a 3.
Love it.
4.5.
And it went to
Okay.
4.5. That might be the biggest jump of all time.
Maybe.
In
Maybe.
forecast history, a 1.5 mic jump.
Because I was not because you know how I feel about jazz music. So and then I was like, oh man, there's some undertones there. I was like, ugh, I may have misjudged.
Love it. That's why we do what we do.
And they had Ace Spectrum. I didn't know who that was. Without You, that played at the beginning.
Yep.
Yeah. So the sound, if there's a soundtrack to this, it will be good. I get that. All right, A-Trap.
Oh man, I only gave it a 4. When I walked into it a 4, and it didn't upgrade at all. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. Like I said at the top of the show, top 10 movie of mine of all time. It's just because it was so relatable. The conversation with him and Issa Rae, where they got into the argument about art versus my art and your art versus your morality and my morality, and they shouldn't intersect. Hit home. You know, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go with Will's 4.5. I started off at a 4, just in that portion.
Okay. All right, Doc.
Yep. I typically will let you know what some of the other rating services gave it. IMDb gave it a 7.6 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gave it an exceptional 93%. Metacritic gave it an exceptional 83%. I, like Wilkes, started at a 3 before at the beginning of the show. I ended with a 4.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay. So I'll say this. I started with a 3.5, and I'm gonna stay with a 3.5. I felt like it was
You mother.
I'm kind of gonna go with Wilkes here. I get what they were doing, but it just fell short. It was just dry and slow, and I just felt like it didn't give enough for it to be higher than a 70%.
Yeah.
I felt like they did everything exactly what they wanted to do, but me personally, it wasn't over 3.5. So I'm gonna go with a 3.5.
Okay, so that means, hang on, let me do a little quick math.
Carry the 2.
I'm gonna average. We're only gonna call it, by halves. 3 half. I'm not gonna say it average of 3.25 or anything like that. I'm gonna call it what we would typically do. So it started at a 3.5 on average, and it ended at a 4 on average. Okay. Started at a 3.5 on average and ended at a 4 on average. So I think that's a nice little that dives with the conversation and stuff like that. I can appreciate that.
And real quick, is Shirley gonna be another Rustin? I feel like there's a Rustin brewing.
Maybe.
It had that feel.
It had that feel to it.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a good one. That's on Netflix, so you can watch that. Go ahead and watch that now. Get yourself ready.
I don't know how I feel about biopics.
Yeah, make it into a series.
Yeah, I mean, but
how long is this?
It's probably an hour and 30.
Yeah, it's probably an hour and a half. What I do like about biopics is there are points of entry, because now you get if you are interested. Well, if you are a human, you should look into Shirley Chisholm, because Shirley Chisholm was a powerhouse. She passed away, I think, 2005. Yeah, she's a powerhouse, unbelievable, and it was no disrespect.
Surprising they just doing something on her, right? A-Trap?
No, it's several books out there about her. Like, she got this book, Can't Be Bought, Can't Be Purchased.
Yeah, no, I mean documentary or
why you wait?
Feature like this,
even now, a feature film seems to be more of a nod of respect than even a documentary. You follow me?
Yeah, right. Because you've brought attention to it.
Yeah,
and I just want to say something real quick, because, and you guys gonna have to help me on this because I might misquote this. I heard something. Even in this movie, the white lady that came in, and Issa Rae was at the table, and Jeffrey Wright was at the table after they had their little spout. Yeah, and she made a comment that they were on the board, and they were saying, I just think what was the quote? She said, I just think the black story is the thing to talk about now.
Yeah.
I just want to say, and this might be on the edge here, but
No, it isn't.
yeah, thank you. It literally took George Floyd his death to bring attention to black excellence inside movies, outside movies, writing, sports, selling a product.
Mhm.
It literally took a man's knee on the back of this man's neck. Now you want to tell black stories? You want to grab that now? You want to put that at the forefront? And you can go with that how you want it. I just kind of felt now that's the thing because it's in everything. And the biggest example of that is because I saw Microsoft when this all was going on. Now Microsoft wants to honor black video game designers, black video game, actor. I'm like, stop! Like it shouldn't have. Shouldn't have
You
taken
weren't
that.
gonna do it before this.
You weren't gonna do it before,
or else you was gonna do it in February.
and we
But
ready
other
to.
than
Yeah,
that would have
it's
been
like
it.
stop. So I just felt like that moment. Like you said, this movie once again is pulling from every aspect of existence, and that's just my interpretation.
And you just made it so I'll never buy a Microsoft product again. Seriously, because how y'all taking the time to celebrate black video game creators and the black man invented the cartridge?
I'm telling you,
If it wasn't for a black man, it wouldn't even be video games.
Yeah.
But here's the question: wasn't there a famous person who said this? I don't know if it was Dr. King or somebody. From what I remember, and A-Trap, you may know right off the bat, but they said something to the effect of, because this same situation was there. Somebody came and started doing the right thing after a wrong thing. And they made the comment and says, well, I'd rather them be doing the right thing, even if they started wrong.
I've never heard that, but I mean, but see, that makes sense. We're going to a whole nother show if I comment.
No. Yeah. But
I
just think about
wanted to point that out.
Yeah. All right. So the end of the bench tomorrow.
Well,
so way to bring the room down.
Thanks. MayhemRace.com.
Part of the show tomorrow is going to be called. Well, the show tomorrow is going to be called the Shell Game, and only thing I can really tell you about is what's going on with the affirmative action and how it's going to affect us academically. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is I'm adding a segment to the show. It's going to be called More of This and Enough of That. And basically, I'm going to talk about some of the stuff that we focus on.
With this, or you can get with that. You can get with this.
We need to just leave that alone and add this to our plate. Maybe I will put that. Maybe that might be a lick, man. Add that to Canva and have my man Dress. You can get with this, or you can get with that.
Yeah,
you can get with this.
That would be perfect, man.
Give me my producer credits for this show, though.
You just got it. double for the last show.
All right, Queen, Theory, and King tomorrow.
Yes. So the show tomorrow was inspired by this TikTok video where a lady was basically saying, I could not submit to my husband because he don't have a job right now. We struggling. And he want me to give him some right now. All I'm thinking about is this bill got to be paid. I ain't thinking about no sex. So the name of the title, the topic of the show tomorrow is Submitting While Struggling. We have a special guest on with us tomorrow to discuss that, and his name is Cord Jefferson. And there will be a special announcement tomorrow during the show about Cord Jefferson and BS3 on a little collab and whatnot. So yeah, submitting while struggling. And I got a little nugget that I was given yesterday on this as well. So submitting while struggling, that may not be what you think. We may be looking at the submission thing all wrong.
Right.
So tune in. I may have something for you.
Yeah, make sure to tune in tomorrow, the end of the bench at 6 Central. Queen, Theory, and King.
Yeah, say.
Yeah, this is
You'll never take me alive, copper. Say.
All right, so I'm gonna leave y'all with this. There was a quote in the movie. This was by Sterling K. Brown.
Damn, Matlock up in here. What's going on?
Yeah,
Diagnosis murders going on.
unsolved. That's like an unsolved mystery.
Unsolved mystery. Yeah.
Yeah. But he said they want to love you, Monk. Let them love all of you. I feel like that was.
Oh yeah, that was dope, man.
You had to get to that.
Yeah.
You had to get
That's
to that.
dope. Because I mean, in all honesty, some people, a lot of us have trouble letting people love us. I promise you. You know,
that was
part of,
Monk's character. He was push anybody away.
see what's so funny about the human experience, man. The human brain is rigged to self-justify, right? In other words, we're trying to justify and rationalize actions that we know are wrong, right? So the mind is rigged to self-justify, and at the same time, it can't see it being worthy of being loved.
Right.
So in one reason, I'm trying to say I'm not that bad, but on the other hand, I'm not worthy of receiving your love. That is an internal conflict that so many people go through who don't even know it, man.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. No, 100%.
All right. We'll see you next week. We'll be back better than ever. Same time, 8:30 Monday.
And I just want to say thank you that my fucking shit worked tonight. So I'm gonna leave you with that. Thank you, technology gods. Thank you.
We're gonna try to be.
Kids love it.
Apparently, we're going to try to be the first show, the first podcast to get kicked off of podcasting. This is the wild, wild west of podcasting. There is no regulation in terms of what's the governing body with that? The FCC.
The FCC rules.
We're finna damn sure try to let them know. You better do something, don't we? Finna.
I'm really sorry, man. What's that loudmouth back in the 80s? Rodney
Dangerfield.
No, he smoked
No.
He know what I'm talking about. Morton Downey Jr. Yeah. We go. Yeah.
I was going to say Rodney Allen Rippey.
Yeah.
That's a Jack in the Box commercial.
Right.
Yeah.
They had a dog.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Deuces.